What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today. I've been mad excited to record this video as soon as the idea popped into my head because it's the type of video I would have loved to have seen in terms of watch outs, in terms of what you will encounter in this industry. So the video is called 10 Guaranteed Ways to Ruin Your Career in Underground Electronic Music. But before I jump into things, what I need from you is that SLC, hit subscribe, like, comment, and more importantly, hit the notifications bell to stay in touch with the new videos that we have up and coming. All right, so let's just jump right into this. It's a meaty list of 10 items I've compiled in my observations to help you absolutely demolish and ruin your career in underground electronic music. All right, so the first point or tip is to always look for the easy route. Just look for it at every given turn. This will help you to avoid actually putting work in. It'll help you to avoid discipline and consistency and all of those other things that a lot of different people that say they are successful are key in your career. Don't worry about it. Just look for the easy way in all things. Point number 2, man, this is vastly important. Even grown-ass people do this throughout the majority of their career, especially in the music industry, which is to talk shit. Talk shit about everyone and everything, and even if you have to add a little bit of lying on top of that, please go ahead and do so. It is guaranteed to find its way to the sender even when they're not in the room. And it's something I don't personally subscribe to because I personally like to tell people exactly what I think of them when they're face to face with me, or if they send me a personal message, and I'll let them know through my specific actions. But in the meantime, please continue talking shit about everyone and anything. It works to ruin your career. Point number 3, I've seen this with a number of losers online that thought they're the shit in terms of producers and electronic music, and it's actually hilarious when I think back and look at it now. And the point here is to start wars online with anyone and everything that you can find, and make sure it's solely rooted in your own insecurities. When people are trying to figure out what the issue is and what's wrong and why you're so angry at everyone, you know, you can never give up that information because it's based on your own insecurities. So do that. Start random, stupid wars that waste people's time and grab you a little bit of attention that you can get to support your record. Point number 4, this is a golden one. By all means, abstain from any constructive feedback whatsoever that will potentially add value to whatever it is you're working on. Abstain from that, stay away from it, because nobody knows shit like you do. Point number 5 is a juicy one too. Make sure you involve yourself in stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with you. And most people that are successful with this tip always find a way, so go out and do it. Point number 6 is to never admit when you're wrong. For anything, just make sure you don't admit when you're wrong, because that means you've actually paused and looked inside and said, geez, you know, I could have responded to that a little bit differently, or maybe they didn't know that was a trigger for me, or maybe they were not aware of all of the facts in the situation. But please, never admit that you're wrong, because that will ruin the tactic. Okay, and point number 7 is to be contrary. I've seen this a number of times, whether it's in the music industry or just with people in general. And I found that if your number one goal here is to ruin your career and be unsuccessful, make sure you are contrary in everything in which that you do. Meaning that you never do as you say. You know, I call it the shiny bunny theory. You know, I hold up this nice, attractive thing, and then when the moment comes time to sign the deal and seal everything off, I switch it on you. And I give you some other shit. Kind of like what a lot of very poor labels do in their management, where they lace you with all of these dumbass costs that are complete bullshit. When you said you've paid for mastering and everyone agreed you paid for mastering, but then they roll around and try and charge you for it, thinking that you wouldn't fucking notice. So, you know, Make sure you're contrary in everything that you do. Say one thing and do the absolute opposite. Point number 8 is to make sure you do not anchor yourself in any set of values, especially ones that you've taken time based on your experience and what you would like to have in your experiences with others and just out of life in general. Just make sure you don't have any values set to come back to when things get chaotic. Like I said, in point number 1, always look for the easy route in all things. And point number 9, this is great. I think a lot of different people and labels would love to have most people in the industry do this, but interestingly, not everybody does this one. But the most unsuccessful people I find have this in their palette too. And it is to take shit all of the time. Have an opinion on nothing. Sit back when you see bullshit going down and it actually affects you, like lineups not including people that look like you, but they're playing music that comes from your background and diaspora, etc., etc., etc. And I don't need to go on with that. But you could sit back and say nothing and just have the same shit continue. And it's perfect if you want to have that completely annihilate and ruin your career. Or you can do something different, like women have done over the last few years in electronic music, which is voice very loudly and clearly that they need to see more of themselves in lineups. They need to see that diversity. And lo and behold, things are starting to change slowly but surely. So if you don't want to get those type of results, make sure you continue taking shit and sit back and lap it up. All right, and point number 10 is to make sure you focus on yourself with a huge amount of entitlement and no skills. Just sit back and relax and rely solely on the talent that you believe you have and do not have any requirement to develop whatsoever. Entitlement is a wonderful thing to ruin your career. When you think about, you just sort of get up, you do nothing without any consistency or discipline, and you just think that you fucking deserve it. You think the world just owes you everything. That's one of the greatest tips I can give you. Point number 10, just sit back with an ounce of entitlement and a lot of no skill set involved. All right, I'm going to give you a bonus point here because I think it rings through as a common denominator for everything that I've said here, and it is to just not take any fucking responsibility whatsoever for whatever happens to you, for whatever your outcomes are. Take no responsibility. It's a perfect way to continue ruining your career. And that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video because I certainly wish I stumbled upon a video like this. And if this video was shared to you by someone who just couldn't find the words to express to you exactly who and what you are, don't take it too hard. It's just a nice way of them saying, here are your blind spots. And you should be grateful for that, by the way, and make some changes accordingly. I usually join the conversation within 48 hours of posting these videos, so I'd love to hear what you got to say about this one. I interact regularly with people in our community, and the conversation doesn't have to stop here. People regularly join our Discord server, which is growing at a great rate, or you could just stay here in this community and get involved in a conversation. Regardless, I try to get involved, and I appreciate your time. Much love and respect to you.